honestly, I keep seeing this pop up and pop up and pop up. So I was like, all right, I gotta check this out. So I'm seeing people lose their minds over this new Assassin's Creed game. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, what's the big deal? So I saw the trailer, didn't see all the reactions. Like I literally saw the trailer like right when it dropped, and I was like, oh, my thought was, oh, cool, they're doing Yusuke or Yasuke. I'm not saying his name right, but I think it's either Yusuke or Yasuke. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like they were doing a character. I know he had an anime, and he's the Black Samurai and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I see people going bananas. Like I've even seen people say when the female protagonist like took down like a couple guys or three guys or something. I've seen people go, "Well, a woman can't beat three guys at once. What is this crap?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" Then I started seeing people go, "A black samurai? How dare you insult Japanese history? How there was no black people in Japan?" And I'm like, there's literally an anime made about this dude recently, and historically he was in Japan. And then there's some people that were arguing like about him being like not a samurai but being a retainer. And I'm like, well, if you're a retainer, then you're holding the position for someone who's just still a samurai. But it's funny because I'm seeing people really go, this is crap. And I'm like, wait, he's a real historical person. And I'm like, what are we talking about here? And people are like, this is historically inaccurate. This is woke. This is the diversity things. Now, like I've said before many, 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 many times, and I've even made a video about it, there is a difference between being woke and being diverse. And I always use the example, Velma is woke. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is diverse. That's diversity. There's a difference. So then I'm like looking at people with this accuracy thing, and I'm like, now I don't play Assassin's Creed like that, but I know people that do. As a matter of fact, one of my friends is her favorite franchise. She plays every Assassin's Creed. My other friend, he plays a few. My other friend plays specific ones. Usually if it's something with like Europe or things like that, I know he'll probably be playing this one because he loves Japan and Japanese culture and history. And I'm like, so I know some stuff about the game. I know a bit. One of the things that I found weird, I'm like, wait, in this series, you fight, I think, what was it, Odyssey or something? I could be wrong, but you fight Anubis, Sekhmet, and Sobek? Those are Egyptian gods. It's in Origins, as a matter of fact. Those are Egyptian gods. You fight Egyptian gods in this franchise. In Valhalla, if I remember correctly, I think you actually fight Loki. And I know Zeus was in it and Poseidon's in it. Like, so we have these characters in here. And I think in Odyssey, yeah, I do remember you fight a Sphinx. I remember there was like a Cyclops, Minotaur. I think it's supposed to reflect the Odyssey. Because I think you fight Medusa too. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, you definitely do. I remember seeing my friend play that and they fought Medusa and a Cyclops. So, once again, historical accuracy. We fight gods like physical form regularly, correct? Also, if I remember correctly, they've had multiple female protagonists, because then some people are like, they're saying, why did they do this? And I'm like, I know Syndicate did, because that was the British one. The China one, I think the main character, if I remember, on the cover is a woman. Odyssey, you could play a woman. I think her name was Cassandra. Valhalla, you could be male or female. So isn't this one just following the same pattern of like you can play either one? They're also the protagonist. So this is like the fifth time or so. So why is this a problem now? Because I'm seeing people say, "Oh, I can't stand it," and then they're also saying, "Well, you're disrespecting because you don't have a Japanese protagonist." The female's from Japan. She's a Japanese protagonist. Oh, sorry, knocked something over. So I'm kind of lost on what they're going on here. And even for a black lead, where was all this anger When they had what was her name? Because I remember my friend, like a few of my friends were playing Black Flag. Even friends who don't normally play Assassin's Creed actually play Black Flag. And I remember, I think her name was like Annaline D. Grand Prix or D. Grand Prix or something. She's a black female lead in Black Flag. That's a black lead character. Also, she was pretty cool. So, and I didn't really see anyone bat an eye too much about that historically and stuff. There's also time travel, weird manipulation, like mental manipulation in this series. So I'm just so lost when people are like, well, black people never were in Japan. But Yasuke, and then they're like, this is not Japanese history. You need to respect your history. That's a part of Japanese history. When I was in Japan, I remember we were even passing, I think it was in Kyoto. We were like passing store stuff, and they had, I'll say Yasaki or Yusei. I'm sorry, I'm saying his name wrong. To me, it looks like Yasuke, so I'm going to go with that. They had stuff in there. One of the restaurants we ate at, they actually had like a little like statue thing of him. So he's a part of the history, no doubt. And then it really makes me question something because I got to play this game a little bit. What was the problem here, but yet you were okay with Neo? Which is the one that the character's name was Anjin, but I think he was also like, yeah, I'm looking it up now. His name was William Adams. I didn't beat the game, I just played it a little, just like tested it. And it says here he's an Irish-born magic samurai. Where is the backlash there? Why is it that an actual real person in a historical fantasy game that has definitely got gods and aliens or time travel, whatever, all throughout it, but you're losing your minds and thinking that this is terrible because they're using a historical person? Because I do remember George Washington, didn't he have like the orb of Adam or something? And then like Napoleon had it, and it gave them like superpowers, and this is how they could control the countries and stuff like that. So we have all of this, and George Washington's like a villain and stuff, so we have all of this. But this is the hill you die on? An actual historical person in a samurai suit to fight things, even though I think Yasuke's story is that he fought demons. And I think that's what the anime is about too, is that he actually ended up fighting demons in Japan. What I also find funny is I've seen some people use Bushido, and they're like, what about like that and stuff? And he didn't follow Bushido. Bushido's not real. It was made up, I think, by a Christian like years and years later. The samurai did not have Bushido. Just so you know, but people associate Bushido with Japanese samurai all the time. Same thing with like the Ninja Turtles, like Leonardo's Ninjata, like ninjas may not have been. Like, it's very interesting that people are now really angry about this situation, yet the video game is completely not about the accuracy. It's about taking what's there and changing it up. So I find that to be very interesting that I'm seeing people lose it over that. And I'm like, it's historically accurate. This is like not the game to be 100% historically accurate. So with this, I would like to hear what's people, and I would love to hear in the comments, what's people's problems with this character being here. Why is it that it's disrespectful to Japan to use someone who is in Japan, historical, actual person in Japan, that is not a Japanese person? They are black, but they were there, and there is a real history to it, and they're kind of maneuvering and manipulating the story to wherever they're going to do, just like they've done with every single other one. Even if they use real historical figures, they're like, they change them, they're adjacent. So I would like for anybody in the comments to tell me, what is the problem? Why is it woke that they're using Yasuke? Why is it disrespectful to Japan that they're using someone that was in Japan in actual Japanese history to say that this was disrespectful? And like I said, already you cannot use, well, it should have been a Japanese protagonist, because there is a Japanese protagonist. The female is Japanese. So you have your Japanese protagonist, and you don't have to play with Yusuke like that. So I want for people to tell me what the problem is. Why is there such backlash? Why is it go down? Why is it what it is? I would love for you to explain it to me, because I don't see it. And to be honest with you, in this particular case, I feel this is more clickbait, outrage, and honestly, I feel like this is a racist situation, personally. Geek Protagonists, you stay safe, you stay healthy, stay real, and I'll see you.